Last Friday, a couple of live performances by some musical superstars in Des Moines.
We've been incredibly blessed to have some amazing superstars when it comes to music come through, especially over at the Hoyt Sherman Place. Just absolutely incredible musicians. We had Lyle Lovett and John Hiatt, who've been working together, performing together for over 20+ years. But they remain great friends and, of course, incredible musicians, and we had an opportunity to sit down with them for a few minutes.
I'm here with Lyle Lovett and John Hiatt. Thank you guys so much for giving us a few minutes of your time while you're here in Des Moines. Okay, you both have been described as a couple of the greatest singer-songwriters of this generation. How would you guys describe yourself?
Well, I feel that way about Lyle, definitely.
I feel that way about John. John has written some songs that are, just classic American songs, and it's fun. We sit on stage about this far apart. The only difference is you're not on stage with us. Yeah. And
we can fix that. If you want to take me on tour, I'd be more than happy to go. I don't know what I'd do, but I can sit there.
But it's a wonderful vantage point to be able to listen to John Hiatt this up close.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. You guys have been collaborating, touring, basically singing and playing together for many, many years. What keeps it going? What keeps the spark alive that you guys want to keep doing this?
It's just so much fun, it's the show that's not a show, and we've been doing it once a year since 1989. That blows my mind every time I think about that.
How do you feel about the fact that I was 9 years old when you guys started working together?
You're kind of pushing it a little bit, but that's all right. I like you, so. But yeah, wow. But it's it's not a show. We get together, we go back and forth, singing songs and telling lies, and it's never the same night to night. We never know what we're gonna do. We don't make up a set list or anything like that. Yeah, we just kind of go with the flow and play off of each other and join in with each other's songs, and it's just wonderful.
You guys have accomplished so much so far in your career. What keeps the inspiration going, and what makes it, like you said, it's new every night, but what keeps it fun? What makes you guys excited about getting up every morning?
Getting to work with talented people. That's the thing that I look forward to, and whether it's getting to work with John on stage, and as he said, I never know what he's going to play from night to night. I don't know what he's going to start with, so naturally what he plays influences what I play. But whether it's getting to work with John or getting to work with the musicians that I work with in my band, they're all so wonderfully talented that it makes me, I just enjoy every time I get to stand on stage with them.
Now let's face it, touring isn't easy, but you guys keep doing it year after year. What could you say to upcoming artists that get them excited about finding an amazing musician to play with and doing what you guys do?
Oh, this is a wonderful life, the life of a troubadour. I mean, I signed up early. I think Lyle did too. He actually took out some time and went to college and got educated. But it's a wonderful life, and once you dedicate yourself to it, I mean, I know Lyle feels the same way I do. We feel blessed and lucky to be able to do this for a living, and the fact that people come and hear us makes that possible. So we just feel fortunate. I mean, I think Lyle would probably say the same thing. I'd be playing at the corner, pub if that's all that was available to me, because I love music and I love playing and singing for people. But I've just been fortunate that it's
You guys have such a passion that you would play anywhere you could.
Well, certainly, and when we first started out, we did play anywhere we could, and so it is to be able to play a beautiful hall like the Hoyt Sherman Place is, I look up during sound check when the lights are on, and in amazement, really, how beautiful these halls are that we get to play.
So when you're not playing incredible music, what do you guys do in your spare time?
Well, I read, I goof around with the dogs, I spend time with my kids who are all grown up, but we just recently moved back into town after living on a farm for 23 years and raising the kids up. And we had to move back into town for them to come and see us, because they wouldn't come out to the farm anymore. So that's been great. They're over at our house all the time, and eating dinner, mooching, and all the stuff that
Normal kids.
adult kids do. Yeah, so that's been great. I'm kind of looking. I haven't had a real hobby since I did a little amateur circle track racing back in the 90s up to about 2005. So I don't really have any hobbies. Lyle can tell you about his hobbies.
But you're just a normal guy, and I think that's good for people to know too.
Yeah, I'm a guy from the Midwest. I'm from Indiana.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Lyle, what are you up to when you're not performing on stage?
I'm a lifelong member of the American Quarter Horse Association, so I ride horses, and also involved in the American Motorcyclist Association. I follow motorcycle racing, and grew up working in a motorcycle shop, and still have lots of friends in the motorcycle industry. So I enjoy keeping up with what they're doing and getting to go to races occasionally. But yeah, John's a dirt tracker himself, and has ridden horses too. So we have a lot in common in that way.
A lot in common, and you also do a little acting on the side.
And it is kind of a hobby. That is. It's kind of a hobby because I couldn't make a living doing it. But and I don't pursue acting work the way actors do. But occasionally somebody will ask for me, and it's always great fun. It's great fun to experience something that's a little bit out of the norm, and just to see how other people work.
What's the difference between performing with an acting gig and what you do on a nightly basis with this guy?
You can't, if it's an acting job, you can't just make stuff up on the spot. They really get upset about that.
I don't understand why.
And we have a lot of freedom on stage, to be able to you have the opportunity to react to the crowd, and actually the audience is a huge part of how our show goes, or which direction it takes. Just the feeling that we get from an audience. And you get an immediate sense when you just walk out on stage. You get a sense of what the audience is going to be like. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I was just going to ask you about that. With such a massive catalog that you guys have to choose from, besides your own music, other artists that you thoroughly enjoy, what picks your song? Is it the mood you're in? Is it the audience? What excites you so that you know what you're going to be singing next?
Well, I think Lyle touched on that. It's a combination of what Lyle played, how the night feels, how the audience feels, the mood, and it's a kind of a weird, it's ethereal, but that kind of all serves to kind of direct you. Hopefully, it could be as simple as like, Lyle, I'll play a song that has the word, it's something about rain, and he'll play a song that only has the word rain in it, but it's stuff like that happens. Or it'll be a traveling song, or a song about moving around in a car, and that'll inspire him to play. He'll play something about it.
Like you said, every show is completely different. You never know what's going to happen.
We had one the other night where it just seemed to have this blues texture to it for about 4 or 5 or 6 songs. You don't know what's going to happen.
Well, let's talk about what's going to happen in the future. Do you guys know? Are we just going to be doing shows like this for a while, or do you have something up your sleeve of the next kind of project you're going to be working on? Nothing up the sleeve.
Nothing up this one, but I don't have any. My personal projects. I think the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go in and just make a solo record for the first time and never. So that's the next thing up my sleeve. And as far as Lyle and I think there's rumblings of some kind of something. I don't know. Have I overheard?
What has he overheard?
I don't know. But we've never recorded. We've never recorded together. We go out and we go out and play shows sort of in between our own shows with our own bands, and as something to do kind of for fun. So, but yeah, we haven't recorded. I haven't heard anything about it, but it'd be fun.
All right, you heard it right here, folks. We need an album of you two singing together. Hopefully you can catch them on stage when they're out on tour, but how about an album we can just toss on the record anytime we want.
Would you do that?
Yes.
You'd toss it?
I would just toss it.
Great.
See what happened to it after I tossed it. Thank you guys so much. I know you're very busy men and you're absolute legends. It's an honor to be sitting here with you today, so thank you for a few minutes of your time.
Jackie, thank you. I have just one question for you. Some friends of mine, I'm friends with some rodeo cowboys, and they told me that a couple of years ago you sang the national anthem at the World Finals Rodeo.
Yes.
And could you just sing a little bit of it for us right now?
We'll do that when we come back from this break. Thank you guys very much. It's an honor to meet you, and we look forward to everything that's coming in the future, and hopefully an album with both of you on it.
Thanks,
All
Jackie.
right.
Thanks, Jackie.
So much fun, great friends, and of course, incredible musicians. Please look up their music, listen to them, and take advantage of seeing them live in person because they are absolutely wonderful and a treasure that we were able to have right here in Central
That was great.
Iowa.
Yeah.